Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Moreno Immanuel, and I hope you have a very good day today. So, in this occasion, let's go back to the year of the 1972, where there's a story casted by Universal Studios. Nostalgic, right? 1972. Have you ever heard of this story before? No? It's okay. I will be telling you the story. The title of the story is called The Lorax. So please listen carefully. At the far end of town, where the brickle grass grows and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds were singing excepting the old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And some people say if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could before somebody lifted the Lorax away. Well, what was the Lorax and why was it there? And why was it taken and lifted somewhere at the far end of town where the brickle grass grows? Well, the old Onceler still lives here. Ask him, he knows. You won't see the Onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkim, cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of Mufford Muffed. And on special dank midnights in August, he peeks out of his shutters, and sometimes he tells you how the Lorax got lifted away. He will tell you, perhaps if you're willing to pay. He lets down a tin pail where you can toss in 15 cents, a nail, and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather's nail. Then he pulls up the pail to make the most careful count to see if you paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you've paid in his snuff, his secret strange hole under his grovulous glove. Now I will tell you how the Lorax got taken and lifted away. It all started way back when the grass was still green and the pond was still wet and the skies were still clear and the song of the swami swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place and the first thing I saw was the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees, there were brown barbaloots frisking about in their brown barbaloot suits as they played in the shade. And from the rippleless pond came a comfortable sound of hummingfish, hummed as they splashed around. But those truffula trees, all my life I had been searched for trees such as these. Their touch of their tufts were much softer than silk, and they had a sweet smell of fresh, buttery milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart, and I knew just what I had to do. I unloaded my cart, and at no time at all, I had built a small shop. And with great skillful skill, and with great speedy speed, I chopped down one truffula tree with just one chop. Then I knitted it neat. And after that, I heard a gazump. There was something pop out of the tree I chopped down. Describe it? Well, that's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish, oldish, brownish, and mossy. And he has a voice which is sharpish and bossy. Mister, said the Lorax. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees because the trees has no tongues. And I'm telling you at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and pouted. What was that thing you've made out of my truffula tree, sir? Then I said, Look, Lorax, There's no cause for alarm. I'm doing no harm. I just chopped one tree. I'm being quite useful. Oh, and this thing is a need which everyone needs. It's a sock, it's a glove, it's a shirt, and it's a hat. But it has other more uses. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it as carpets, pillows, sheets, curtains, or bicycle seats. I said to the Lorax. Sir, you are crazy with greed. There's no one on earth who will buy this full need. But in the next very minute, I proved to Lorax that he was wrong. At that second, a chap came along, and he thought the knitted I needed was great, and he happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. Haha, you poor stupid guy, you can tell no people what people will buy. Sir, I repeat, I speak for the trees. I repeat, I speak for the trees. Now, I'm busy. Shut up, if you please, I said to the Lorax. I rushed across the room, and at no time at all, I had built a radio from. I put in a quick call on my brothers, uncles, and aunts, and I speak. Here's a wonderful chance for the whole Wandsworth family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. And at no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Wandsworth family was working full tilt. We were all knitting needs just as busy as bees to the sound of the chopping truffula trees. And boy, did my business grow. Now, chopping tree one at a time seems too slow. And the next week, that old Lorax knocked on my new office door, and she yelled, I am the Lorax who speak for the trees, which you've been chopping as fast as you please. My poor brown barbaloots who played in the brown barbaloot suits as they played in the shade and happily lived eating truffula fruits. But now, thanks to your hacking of my trees, there were no truffula fruits to go around. And my poor brown barbaloot suits are getting sick because they have gas and no food in their tummies. They love living here, but I have to send them away. They'll have to find food, and I hope they may. Good luck, boys, he cried as they sent them all off. I, the Wansler, felt sad as I watched them all go. But business is business, and business must grow regardless of sickness, you know. I meant no harm, I most surely did not. But I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. Biggering everything I got. Roads, wagons, the loads of needs that I shipped out. Shipping them to the south, to the north, to the west, and to the east. Selling more needs, biggering my money, which everyone needs. And then the old Lorax came back again. I was finished fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back again. Sir, you're making such smogulous smoke. My poor Swami Swans couldn't even sing a note. No one can sing who has smoke in their throat. So, please pardon my cough. I'm sending them away. Where will they go? I do not know. They'll have to fly a month or a year to escape the smoke you've created here, said the Lorax. And what's more, toll machinery chugs on dirty leftover goo day and night without stop. And do you know where did this leftover goo go? I'll show you, you Wansler, you dirty man, you. You were glumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are polluted. I have to walk on their fins, woefully weary search of some fresh, clean water. I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax. Now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap and say bad, bad, bad. Well, I have my own rights, sir. And I will continue on going on just what I have to do. And for your information, you Lorax, I will go on biggering, selling more trophilatries into needs that everyone needs. And just as that, we heard a loud whack. From the outside and the outside fields came a sickening sound of an axe. Then we heard a tree fall. It was the last trophilatry of them all. The Lorax, he said nothing. He only gave me a glance, a very sad and backward glance, as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants. And I still remember the grim look of his face when he hoisted himself by the seat of his pants and fly through the hole of the smoke. And the only thing the Lorax left it in the mess was just a small pile of rocks with only one word: unless. I don't know what that meant at that time. It was a long, long time back. But now that you're here, the Lorax word seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you care a awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So, catch, said the Onceler. He let something fall. It's a trophila seed. It is the last of them all. You're in charge of the last trophila seeds. Grow trophila trees which everyone needs. Plant it with care. Treat it with fresh water and feed it with fresh air. Don't forget to grow a forest. Protect from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and his friends may come back. So, that's all of the story. How was it? Was it good? Well, I hope that we can learn something from this story. The first thing, don't be greedy with greed. Don't be greedy. And think of others. Don't think of yourself. Think also for the others, because if you think yourself, it is not good for you. You can get rid of yourself if you only think by yourself only. That is all from my story, and I hope you a very good day. Goodbye, everyone!